Welcome everyone. My name is Manish Shah and I'm Professor of Management at Lake Forest Graduate School in Chicago. Let me introduce today's holistic science expert. Dr. Sailesh Mehta, or we call him Dr. Sailesh Anandji, is a practicing ophthalmologist who owns a hospital in Vadodara, India. He was curious about the deeper truths of life. He came in touch with self-realized holistic scientist Sri A.M. Patel, and through his grace, Dr. Mehta attained self-realization in 1977. Dr. Mehta is a celibate and deeply experienced in the field of holistic inner science, to studying, researching, and spreading the message of holistic inner science. In his quest to spread the message of holistic science, he has traveled to countries such as USA, UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. His speeches on holistic science have been well received at national and international conferences. He's the author of several books, which include Introduction to Holistic Science and Integral Living and Science of Liberation. Sailesh Anandji, welcome.
Yeah, my greetings to all the holistic science interested people and seekers all across the world.
So today's talk is continuing the thread of happiness, and specifically what we're going to talk about today is how can we keep our calm in difficult situations. So my first question to you is, what holistic science principles can we use to be collected, keep our calm in a difficult, high-pressure situation?
So I think in simple words, you are suggesting a topic how we prevent ourselves from getting upset. Is that right?
Correct.
Because, yeah, from the morning till evening, I may get upset or we may get upset at so many things, countless things. Sometimes it is traffic. Sometimes somebody cutting me wrongly or by rash, so-called my belief of his rash driving. Sometimes flights getting delayed. Sometimes the flight representative not answering me to my expectation or design. Sometimes the cafeteria people not giving the proper or prompt services. And so many situations, not only with the situations where humans are involved, sometimes even we are upset with the nature. You know, it is too much of cold and so much of snow falling around, and it's a climate, global warming, and too much of heat and whatnot. So we get upset at countless things. We just need some reason to become upset. And on the other hand, we become so many times upset with the others' behavior at family or at work. And conveniently, we forget that our behavior or our presence is also making sometimes someone upset. I always keep on looking that I'm upset because of this and due to this. Because of and due to, these are the two very common buzzwords. I find the reason to rationalize my upsetness. And hardly I can see that my presence or my behavior is also sometimes making someone upset. In any situation, let's find out what is happening really scientifically. So when we look inside, up to getting upset is I'm losing my harmony within and without. And as soon as I lose my harmony, either I'm responding or reacting with aggression or despair, or inside I'm not expressing outside, but inside I'm burning myself. And in either of the situation, it affects my body, mind, soul, or conscious, all the three factors. And everybody has experienced that if we have such things, we lose our energy, our mood goes off, we feel down, we feel dejected and depressed and whatnot. So even scientifically, one understands that whatever way, I don't want to get into the situation where I can become upset because it's harming my own self. Even we can go to the extent and say that I'm putting poison in my own body or my own mind, because sometimes such situations collectively can lead to some psychosomatic diseases like hyperacidity or peptic ulcers or hypertension or increased blood pressure, sometimes mine and sometimes others because of me, whatever it is. So bottom line is, yes, we understand that I should avoid or learn how the situation cannot make me upset. And here there is a very humorous analogy that in our drawing room there is a big LCD TV and few people are sitting across, then I'll not like to give my remote to somebody else. But in my life situation, if the situations can make me upset, if the people can make me so-called upset, then my remote is lying with others. And that's, of course, not a wise situation. I should be having my remote and not somebody else. Anyway, going again back to the main thing. Now, having understood that it is harming me, and my bottom line is anyway, I want to remain happy. That's my bottom line. So, what can be done? What are the causes of this losing the harmony or losing the calm or getting upset, and what are the solutions? The causes, if I think broadly, are simple, that whatever is my mental frame or mental design or whatever is my expectation that this should go like this or the person should behave like this, the happenings are different or the behavior of somebody is different, then what is inside me as my design or my expectation or my mental frame. And now what are the solutions? So first and foremost, starting from very simple things, I should ask myself, is there a way out? Is there a solution to this situation? If it is yes, do that and there is no need to get upset. If there is no need to get upset or it is futile. There is one disturbance or one loss, and by getting upset, I'm incurring double loss. There is no wisdom. If I'm stuck in the traffic, if I can, my GPS shows that, okay, take this exit and there will be less traffic or you will reach faster, I can do that. But if there is no option, once we were stuck in the traffic of London and we had to flight the catch. Now the London's traffic was so that it doesn't move. It took almost 2 hours. Now my colleagues who were sitting with me just started getting upset that today we are going to lose the flight and will not be able to catch the flight, though we had kept the margin of 1 hour, but the traffic delayed us. I was observing my mind and I asked my mind, okay, what can be done? Oh, there is no solution. Then sit quietly and see what's happening. If you're much distant, you can pray a superpower that help us. Otherwise, just watch it. Luckily, we got the flight, but we may not have got the flight. But the simple thing is, if there is no solution, if there is no way out, which is looking near or on hand, there is no use of getting upset. In fact, it's a time to remain more cool, more calm, and enjoy that time in some other activity. Once I was stuck at Houston airport for 5 hours. Now I was just to go from Houston to San Antonio, and by car the drive distance was just maybe 3 hours or less. But it happened that there was nobody, it was not convenient to someone, so I was put on flight. And because of bad weather, I was 5 hours at the airport. My mind obviously started me telling that I could have reached faster in a car. But then I said, Shailesh, look, you are here in the airport. Is there any way out now? If not, enjoy your 5 hours. You are in a centrally air conditioned place. Do some activity, read the books, do your presentation work, or do something else which will keep yourself busy and happy, and you can use your time fruitfully or meaningfully rather than wasting the time on complaining and bearing the second loss. So the first point is, if there is solution, there is no need to get upset. If there is no solution, it is better not to get upset. It is futile. Rather, I divert my attention and make best use of the time available to me in some other way. Now the point two, I ask myself that when I'm expecting the events to occur in some way or somebody's behavior, am I independent doer? Can I control all the circumstances? How the things happen in the grand scheme of the nature? The holistic science has very simple thing to say. If there is darkness, there will be a lot of stumblings. That means if I have incorrect knowledge, if I have ignorance about the things, science of the things of the my life, living as well as the nature, naturally there are going to be all the way stumblings or upset events to get upset and whatnot. On the other hand, if I have the light of true knowledge, if I have the correct understanding, it will give me the guiding light or resolving answer, or I will know the correctness of the happenings, and that itself will prevent me for incurring the loss or getting upset. So I ask myself that, am I independent doer? If everything would have been under my control and command, there would not have been any need to get upset, because things will go according to my expectation or my wish. But everybody knows that there is nobody in the world who can control all the circumstances or situations, name it anybody. So how the things are happening, so in any particular event or happening, there are so many innumerable scientific circumstantial evidences which come together, into which I am one of the evidence, and there are so many other things which are happening within and without, and it is the natural regulatory system which brings all the things together. So this is the fundamental principle, that I can try my best to best of my ability, care and caution. But since there are so many circumstantial evidences involved, I have to see what gets unfold. And after the things happens, after the result comes, I should understand, and I now understand by the holistic inner science, that whatever has happened is just and correct. If I know this science of circumstances, and what is in my realm and what is not, what I'm supposed to do as way of my independent powers, and what the natural regulatory system is doing, it gives me the total answer of various happenings or various situations or various things happening around me. Similarly, about the behavior of others, can there be second Shailesh in the world? Can there be a mirror image except in the mirror? No. Obviously, Manish Bhai is going to be different, Rajani Bhai is going to be different, Mahin is going to be different, my wife is going to be different, my children are going to be different, because there cannot be second Shailesh. There is subtle scientific truth revealed by holistic inner science, that no two people can occupy same space at the same time. And because these spaces are different for different people, the perceptions, understandings, reactions, or responses are also going to be different. In other words, when I go to a garden, all are not rose. Somebody is rose, somebody is jasmine, somebody is orchid, somebody is blueberry, strawberry, mango, and whatnot. When I'm expecting the other people to be like Shailesh, I'm losing on my harmony. I should understand that I cannot go to mango and ask for a rose. I cannot go to a rose and ask for a mango. Neither I can complain about the thorn of a rose. So such visions give me the resolving or guiding vision from inside, which automatically keeps me harmonious with the things going. The third thing, holistic inner science gives some simple visions where I can understand the situations and get attuned or in harmony with the situations. First, enjoy whatever is available and in front, and don't bother for the things not available to me. Our human nature, most of the times, rather than enjoying whatever is with me, always gets upset about the things which is not available or not happening or not with me. So holistic science says that you have a nice sofa, you are sitting on a dining table, and there is a delicious meal. Enjoy whatever is available and in front, and don't get upset or bothered about the things not available to us at the present moment. In other words, live in the present moment, live in the now, rather than going into past or future. Second thing, how do I deal with the different situations? And it says me that deal with the different situations, getting in harmony or attuned with the situation, and dispose them amicably with equanimity. So there may be too much of cold, there may be too much of heat. Somebody may be behaving according to my expectation, somebody will not be behaving to my expectation. But I should ask myself from within that I have to deal with this situation or this person or whatever it is, getting in harmony, attuned with the things amicably and with equanimity. So this is the second thing. The third thing, as I already said, that looking to different people, I should understand that everybody has different viewpoints and everybody is right by his or her own viewpoint. Not only that, but let me enjoy the beautiful flower from the rose and not complain about the thorn. Let me enjoy the beautiful fruit of a blueberry or strawberry and not expect the flower. So when I can see with a positive vision, it says that there is something positive in any situation, in any person. So if I can look about the positive things or positive virtues or abilities of any person, not only I'll be harmonious, but I'll be enjoying that, I'll be getting benefit out of that people or that situation. And rather than getting upset, I will be more happy, I'll be more positive, I'll be progressive, and I'll be on the other side of the, that in any situation, not only I will not lose, but I will gain, I will always gain. So holistic science says that if I have the correct understanding, if my vision is positive, means not hypothetically, but positive means the correctness, knowing the science of life, living in a nature, in any situation I can gain. Even Albert Einstein said that there lies opportunity in every difficulty. Difficulties could not make him upset. Difficulties could not make Thomas Alva Edison upset. His colleague asked him that, sir, we failed 200 times. And that natural scientist came out beautifully, no, we have not failed. We knew that these 200 things didn't work, the 201 will work, and that did work, and the bulb was invented. So it is my inner nature, my inner understanding. So sometimes we feel that it is human nature which has become, find out the reason to become upset. Sometimes there is a nice meal with 15-20 items, you have gone to a party, all the items are good, but one item has little more salt, and you keep on complaining about that extra salt in one item rather than enjoying those rest of the 14 items. There was a beautiful analogy that there was a big white screen and a black dot was put inside, and then everybody was asked, everybody said, I see a black dot in a white screen, or I see a black dot. Nobody said, I see a beautiful white screen. So this is human nature in ignorance. But when holistic science makes us aware, we can see the everything positively. So Einstein said that lies opportunity in every difficulty. He said, I'm thankful to those who said me no to do my work. Because of them, I did it myself and I prospered, I developed, I flourished. So similarly, holistic scientist A.M. Patel also gave several examples which can keep us positive or harmonious, or which can make us, enable us to gain from within rather than get upset about the things. He said that I'm thankful or I'm obliged by one who criticizes me or even who insults me. Why? Because with his time and energy, he's washing my egoism, making my egoism normal, allowing me the opportunity to introspect and improve, giving his or her energy to me and getting me rid of one karmic bond. So when my vision gets correct, there is no situation in the world, there is no person in the world who can make me upset, but rather I can gain out of such situations. Moving further, how do I deal with the different people at family, at workplace, or wherever I go? Because all the personalities are different. One analogy we already saw, okay, these are the different plants and trees in a garden of a nature, but everybody having unique fruit or a flower means positivity or ability. So if once my attitude becomes positive, automatically it will become friendly, it will become loving, and it will be a win-win situation. There is no question of upset, but each one will help each other and each one will get. Now, the another beautiful aphorism holistic science gives a form of vision is adjust everywhere. One who masters the art of adjusting everywhere means getting attuned, getting in harmony under all different situations with all different personalities, will not only be happy in this world, but will sail to the liberation. So the whatever we are saying is enables or gives me the vision with which I can adjust nicely with my wife, my children, my co-workers, my colleagues, my boss, or my underhand, whosoever, not knowing the, not seeing the negativity, but always remaining positive, and it, my own home can become a heaven on earth. That's how I can deal with different people in different situations. Again, when I look inside, is the outer side world making me upset, or it is my inner beliefs, inner opinions, inner complexes which is making me upset? Then I know that I have to go and discover the world within. Which are my beliefs about which I'm insistent or adamant, which are my frameworks, or which are my way or highway. So my inner machinery, not knowing my inner machinery. It is my inner machinery which is making me upset, and really not the outside things which is making me upset. So once my focus goes inside, it automatically starts getting rectified, that the beliefs which are bothering me or others, opinions which are bothering me or others, starts getting corrected and starts getting into the correct things. So this is how we go step by step. And the last thing, when suppose I'm sitting in a train or a car and it's going on the road, and sometimes there is a green belt and sometimes there are deserts and all sorts of things coming out, but I enjoy seeing the things, and I know that I'm different and the scenes are different, about the things which are passing are different. Similarly, if I remain in the present moment or now, or I remain as a pure conscious, then I can immediately understand that the things happening within and outside, either in the form of situations or the people, are just the passing phases of life. Each phase has come to give me something, to teach me something, to make me free, to make me stronger, if I see them correctly. And more than that, if I remain as a neutral observer, knower and seer of the things, situations, or behavior, inside and outside happenings, then I will always remain blissful, not only miles away from getting upset, not only happy and harmonious, not only positive and meaningful and relative, but more than that, I'll remain free from within. I will remain blissful, and all the circumstances or the people come and go. I can see them objectively, neutrally, without any opinions, as free from that. And that's the state the enlightened ones do have. The enlightened ones say us that it is the feeling of my, mindness, and wrongly attached my, which is bothering us. If I remain as a pure self, then even I can remain as an observer of mind, speech, body, and the outside things. I can enjoy everything, but not get stuck or bound to the things. And that should be the ultimate aim of our every one of us, to know who am I as a pure conscious, and what's my relation to all these situations, happenings, peoples, and other things, and how should I live to, how should I learn to live with all these things. So to summarize, if I have the incorrect understanding, each and everything, even a small thing, even a good intent behavior of somebody can make me upset. It is not that they are making me upset, it is my incorrect understanding and incorrect beliefs which are making me upset. We saw the scientific effects of getting upset or remaining harmonious. We saw the cause of getting upset or remaining harmonious, and we saw some simple solutions or the keys of holistic inner science, which can enable us to remain harmonious and happy and gain from within in any sort of situation. So with this basic background, now we go by questions. So whatever questions you have, we can deal with those situations. Sometimes we get upset by with our own self, not with somebody else, but with my own self. I can get upset. Why did I do this? I should have told him outright like this. I should have told this way, and I should have done this way. And I ask myself, then why did you not do in that moment? Who drove you to do differently? So even as far as my mind, speech, and body is concerned, am I independent, or somebody is driving, or what should I do to correct it, or what should be my realm? Or so many things are here in this science, which gives me the entire picture illuminated with the correct understanding. Please, questions.
Shaileshanji, you are breaking up from time to time, so I may request you to repeat, but I think so far we are okay, because even though you broke up a couple of times.
All right, I think I'll try. I'm not sure whether it's technology or internet, but whenever you feel like I'm breaking, please interrupt me at that time and I can repeat again. So okay. Whatever we talked, am I fine, or do you want to repeat some part of it?
No, I think you're okay, because the link was there when you think it happened like 2 or 3 times, but yeah, if I feel it's
Yeah,
necessary, I
please,
will
please.
request you to repeat it.
Yeah,
But
there and then only.
yeah, perfect. So the a good segue based on what you said is, how do we deal with situations where somebody is blaming you for something that you did not do, or blaming you incorrectly for situations that you know, situations
Yes.
that were not under your control?
Okay. So here I'll answer it into two parts. First part is, how do I reconcile within myself so that I do not get disturbed internally? No sooner you say me that you did this, suppose I have not done it, still I receive that post on me and I start getting disturbed. Why Manish Bhai told me like this? Why he said? But then I should ask myself, did you do that? No. Did you intend to do that? No. Then what happened? How the circumstances happened? And what could you have done, or did you have done your best? I will ask myself, have you done your best in a best possible way? If not, then I'll request you, okay, I'll try this way, or I'll have the rectification, or I'll comply this way, something. Now, about dealing with the other person, now my mind may say he's like this and that and doesn't understand, and will start showing me so many negative opinions, which rather than hurting the other person will hurt me first. Here there is another beautiful scientific principle, that each action of my mind, speech and body before affecting others do affect me positively or negatively. So no sooner my mind starts showing the negative opinions about you, rather than hurting you, it will hurt me first. So I want to resolve that within myself. So I'll ask, okay, it is his or her perception, whatever way she could perceive it, she's just coming out of that. Let me put the things into proper perspective at the proper time. So I may try to put it in a proper perspective, or try to explain or communicate it properly. Having done that, sometimes it succeeds, sometimes it doesn't succeed. The other person is not ready to budge or so. So I say, okay, my responsibility I have done. Now I'm not going to go by the certificates of the other people, because it changes in the morning, it changes in the afternoon, it changes the next day. It is better that the university certificate doesn't change. Our people always change. So not that I am negligent, but I understand that it is everybody's inner spectacles which are changing from situation to situation. Humorously, people say that when a husband comes home in the evening, or maybe a wife also, and if one is irritated with the other, one should find out the cause, what has happened at the office. Sometimes the cause is somewhere else and the effect comes out somewhere else. So knowing this well, I would remain stable within myself, try to put the situation or resolve the situation amicably with equanimity if possible, to the extent possible. If not, I'll wait for the nature to take care of the things. And from within, I will pray that please give the correct understanding to the person who is just across me. Or if somebody is my householder, then I can go one step ahead and do the prayer to the pure self within, and with the apology, confession, and resolution, which will show the positives, shed the positive vibrations, and the other person's mind may change. This is to the extent I can go. Otherwise, I'll just remain observer, and I just know the things. And if I have not done, see, first thing is, you may say me you are idiot. Then I have to ask myself, are you? If you are not, why, there's no need to receive the post or get irritated. If you are, improve it. There is no need to get upset. So both ways, there is no need to get upset. But once if I start talking to myself, I think that holds key to lot many things. Before handling or responding to the situation or reacting to the situation outside, if I can have a self-talk within like this, I think it goes a long way.
Great. And one other question I have is, people who are closest to us, the family members and friends, are the ones that generally tend to upset us the most. So when it comes to kids, how can we deliver constructive feedback about things they need to do better or improve without losing our cool, and making or delivering it in such a way that it creates some positive impact on them rather than a confrontational situation?
Right. So very important situation you just brought in. So first, suppose my children are not doing according to my expectation, or my wife or somebody else at family is not, then I ask myself, do you want them all to be rose? Do you want all them to be mango? Do you want all them to be like you? That cannot happen in the scheme of nature. It's a garden. So understand their personality, understand their development, understand their natural development, and wait, have patience for the flower to blossom, for the fruit to become a ripened, beautiful fruit. So with this vision, I get out of the box of my own design, insistence and adamance which I have about my own design, that it should happen like this and it should not happen like this. Rather than everybody is correct by his or her own viewpoints or understanding, and everybody develops differently in the scheme of nature. So I am the caretaker, I am the gardener, and not the owner of my children. So a gardener doesn't say to Rose that you should bring out the jasmine or orchid, or he doesn't go to jasmine and orchid, but he just nourishes them and waits for the beautiful fruits or flowers to come up. So if I develop this vision, first and foremost, I will understand how this scheme of nature, everybody is developing and coming out or exporting, or means presenting themselves naturally. And I should not go by my own monovision or a narrowed beam vision. That is part one. Second thing is, I should try to understand them. Most of the times we wish that everybody should behave according to me. Why don't I say to Shailesh that why don't you behave according to them? We say they make us upset. They also say you are making us upset. So it is better that I understand them, I understand their viewpoints, and I try to resolve the situation amicably with equanimity. So the third thing, with the correct understanding, it will lead me to two beautiful things: love and friendliness. The love and friendliness, these are the two, or in fact one quality. If I can develop that, whatever the confronting situation may be, I will be in harmony with the person with whom I'm dealing, because my inner intent, in fact, he or she is me only. If I go back and understand that each action of my mind, speech, and body before affecting my wife or my children, it does affect me. So it is me only, it is my own world, it is my own echo, it is my own projection. And when he or she is me only, to whom to become apart from, to whom to hurt, or to whom to behave not nicely with. I am behaving with my wife nicely, for not for her sake, primarily for my sake. If I am behaving nicely with my children, it is not for their sake, it is for my sake. So once I understand this, it will culminate into friendliness and love. Love is one which is not affected by situations or happenings or behaviors. I will be able to convey the things, but inside I will be having unaffected love which doesn't go up and down. I'll be having the vision of friendliness, and with that I'll be able to resolve the situation amicably with equanimity. So this inner attitude, where I don't feel you and me, I don't separate the people, but we remain as we remain as with understanding of oneness, which will give the master key to handle any situation. And of course, I understand that you at the age of, let's say, 40 or 45 as a father, have going to have the different inner development, inner perceptions, and your children at 10 or 15 has to go a long journey. They are into different situation, different environment, different inner developments, different perceptions. So my duty is to make them understand, convince them by scientifically explaining the things, but not insisting on them to do that. The failure or the struggle starts when we insist on doing that. Why don't you do this? I should just try to explain them. See, look, by doing this will happen this way. By doing this will happen this way. Why, what, how, when, and leave the decision to them. And most of the time, sooner or later, they will make the correct choice, or they will have the experience. So let them experience. Your job is to give them guiding light. Let them experience the world, and then they will find out what is best for them, and they will develop excellently. And most of the times children develop better than the parents, but always parents feel that children will not do well. So with this holistic understanding and vision, not only I will remain, but I will remain with love, oneness, enjoying all the flowers and fruits and plants and trees around me, understanding and enjoying the nature, and playing my role as one in the scheme of nature.
No, I think you said a couple of really wonderful things. One is we try to project ourselves on our kids and we want them to be like us. But as you mentioned, they are flowers in this garden and we need to nourish them and let them blossom instead of trying to impose our will and our thoughts of how they should turn out to be. So that's very key. So with that, Sailishanji, we have our first question from the audience. Please go ahead.
Hello, Sailishanji. Thank you for deeply opening up this topic of getting upset and hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yes,
Please go.
Okay. Yeah, just making sure. So I want to Manish Bhai's question about circumstances, especially, and also people and family members. So situations, where you apply the holistic principles and still remain in calm and let things unfold, and you take steps to make sure people will take care of things, but still some people would not, because of their own circumstances, may change their decisions and Y and then back to X. So that causes you so much anxiety. And sometimes if you are planning something, more cost to have, because things are moving on the other side. And then you wonder, I told you, no, before long time we talked about, now you have flip and flop. Like, you don't want to hurt the other person, but so much.
So I could hear you partly, and intervening portions I could not hear, but I could gather that when the other people are changing their stand or decisions too often, and even though we don't want to hurt them, how should we go about that thing? I think that's what you are trying to say. So
Yes,
again,
yes.
yeah, again, there's so many things that as one of the evidence, I need to do my best according to best of my understanding, care, caution, whatever I can, while dealing with other people. It's very pertinent that, see, another humorous story that one person dashed with another. And the person said, "Are you blind? Are you not seeing?" So that gentleman said, "I am blind, but are you seeing?" That, are you able to see? I'm like, oh, so meaning thereby to say, see, everybody has different inner vision or inner spectacle. Somebody can see clearly, somebody may not be able to see clearly, or they are self-confused sometimes, and it is coming out. So our duty, those who have more or better or stable understanding, the onus lies onto them. The holistic science says that if you have a better understanding, you have better capability, then onus lies onto you how to keep the situation harmonious and go along. So you can lovingly, smilingly say to your wife or your children, "Dear, okay, if you are saying this, we can do this, but this will happen this way, or this will happen this way. Now, what would you?" And with proper communication, with love and harmony and friendship, I think the things should get around most of the times. Suppose after doing everything, they are adamant or not allowing you to do, then what I will do, I will live and see what the nature has to do. Because ultimately nobody is independent in the scheme of nature, neither myself, neither they, to do the things. All are instrumental doers in the scheme of nature, and it is the scheme of nature through the scientific circumstantial evidences which is making the things do. So if the things, despite my all normal efforts, love, care, caution, persuasion doesn't go, I'll wait and see and live from within. Okay, let's see what the nature has to do. Most of the times it is the natural regulatory system which takes care, and suppose sometimes it ends up into some loss. Okay, they will also realize that, okay, this has incurred a loss, and that experience will teach them. And later moments I can lovingly say them, no matter, it's all right that we incurred a loss, but it taught us something. So again, I'll put it positive. So if I have the understanding, my duty is to use that light in such a way that other person doesn't feel that I'm wrong. He or she doesn't get offended or dejected, but can see betterly. If I can make the others see better way, it would be my proper presence in that moment. If I cannot see them, make them see better, if I cannot convince, or if I cannot take their vision to see what the way I am seeing, it is my shortcoming that I'm not able to make them understand or see the way the things are. And I'll the another subtle secret about this science is, where my outer efforts or outer circumstances I'm not in my control or command, there is something more which is under my control and command, and that is my inner bhav, my inner projection or inner decision. And subtly I'll keep on doing that decision or projection that let my child have the best understanding in relative and real or outer and inner aspects, such that she develop in all aspects. Not only he or she becomes happy, but can make all others happy also. So such my inner decisions or inner bhavs or inner projections will go to the scheme of nature, and rather than my outer efforts, these my inner bhavna, inner bhav or inner projections will have a more successful or more bearing or outcome in the scheme of the nature. So that is when we feel that we have the limitations or we are not able to get through the things in the outer happenings, leave it to nature, see what the nature has to do or the system has to do, but from within do the correct bhavna, bhav or projections or decisions or prayers, whatever word you want to use it, and slowly the things will occur according to what we have bhav. And if it doesn't happen, it's all right, I have done my part in a best possible way, and now whatever the mother nature has to do, whatever happens is just incorrect, and I will gain or learn or develop my understanding that way also. So it gives us the total answer of all the situations.
Okay. Thank you, Shailesh Swami.
We can go ahead with another question.
Yeah.
Hello.
If anybody has a question, Mitul, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess my webcam is not working. But yeah, thanks for the wonderful briefing of our state of mind in case things are not going according to us, which we always think that things should be according to our wish. My question is, during health, if you are not well from let's say you are under a medical treatment for a longer time, then you always become sad or something. You don't feel good, and you think that when I'll be fine, fit, and start working and start moving. So you are always anxious to be in a good state of mind. So yeah, health problem does come, but if it's going for a longer time, then how should I keep my mind calm and peaceful that yeah, you will be fine and you will be in a same position again?
So yes, you brought in another situation, that when one is passing through difficult health situations, most of the times for our own self, but sometimes our near and dear ones also, how should we take it? So here the holistic inner science says the disease is going away. It has not come, but it is going away. We say we got fever. The holistic science says the fever was getting accumulated in the body since long in the form of toxins. Now the body is throwing, it is a protective mechanism of the body. It is throwing out those toxins by raising the temperature. And now since the fever is there, we'll go to doctor and get the lab tests done and it will be cured. Once holistic scientist A.M. Patel had a fracture hip, neck, femur at the age of 76 years. And I'm witness to that. I was witness to that. Now, if the fracture would have occurred to any one of us, we'll say so many friends coming and every time we'll say, oh, my leg slipped in a bathroom and I got the fracture and it will take 3 months to heal and so whatnot. And every time the sadness will increase. I could see that the smile on the face of holistic scientist Mr. A.M. Patel was present all the time, and not even for a second the smile had withered. Now, what understanding he must have used? Can you have any wild guess or imagination? So his answer was fracture had occurred at that moment. From the next moment, it has started healing or uniting. And medically also, it is a fact. So there is always another side of the story, that the disease which has surfaced now was there in the body and it is a reparative process. So it is the state where we need more positive energy and more positive state of mind. The normal Cousins was one person 2 centuries back, I think. He was, in those days, he was told by the topmost doctors that, sorry, the medical science now cannot do anything for you, and please go home. And that gentleman decided that, okay, now the so-called medical science has limitations or ended, now let me cure myself. And by positive attitudes and whatever he could, he cured himself. Not only he cured himself, but he went to all the medical conferences across the world explaining the doctors how the positive attitude can help healing the diseases. And now it is a well-proven fact that the positive attitudes can heal the disease and the negativities can bring the disease. So having said that, I will understand that, okay, the reparative process is going on with the body machinery. So let me find out the best possible medicines or efforts, and let me also resort to the other ways like dua or prayers or other things from within. And on top of everything, I will understand that these are the bad atoms and molecules which are going away, and I'm getting rid of the things. And at the end of the day, am I body myself?
Okay.
Am I body? Am I mind? I'm saying my body. Who is that I who is saying is my body? If the building has some problem, if the roof has broken or if one wall has cracked down, does the one who is staying inside also gets cracked down? Should not. He should get that building repaired. So when I understand that as a conscious, I'm not my body self, I'm not my mind, but I'm with that, then it gives me another wonderful perspective. If you go to the TED, once I saw a beautiful film, short film on a TED, and the story was, there was a very powerful athletic lady and she was very proud of her strength as running and jogging and jumping. While flying over the Blue Mountains in Australia, her plane crashed and she ended up into such a miserable injury that so many of her spines broke down. She cannot stand up, she cannot walk. After a few months of a hospital, she barely came out with crutches and sticks. But she asked herself that, am I body? I'm there, even if when my body is broken so badly, about which I was proud. And then she told herself, no, I'm not my body self. I'm something different. And then she developed and she started walking. And then because she was not able to run, she went to a flying school and she just applied to learn how to fly. Initially, people laughed at her, but one instructor got ready and taught her how to fly. Not only she flew, but then she also started training the other people to fly. So the moral of the story was, I am not the body self. So meaning thereby developing our understanding step by step to the subtle, pure and correct level, we can easily understand that the body diseases are the results or the effects. The causes were there. Now we are getting rid of it. We are getting rid of our debt. At the end of the month, we had to give, let's say, $5,000 towards our credit card bills. Now 3,000 has been paid, only 2,000 are remaining. Now only 500 are remaining, and now all is being paid up. So this, and in such a situation, if I remain from within with some positive, inspirational, or serene reading, or with my some others such friends, I learn so much that difficulties are vitamins for the body, and favorable is food, unfavorable or difficult is vitamin for the body. It will make me strong from within. How can I pass through such situations? So we have to look from different perspectives. Do your best as far as medicines are concerned. Do your best as far as other alternatives like prayers and other inspirational or serene things are concerned, and develop your understanding step by step, such that you can look at the things correctly and go through it.
Okay.
Hope I am uh,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
able
it
to
was
give.
great explanation. Thanks for it. Thank you.
Yeah, we have our next question from the audience.
Yeah, good evening, Shailesh Ananji. This is Rajnikant Patel, retired executive and author of a children's book. This is very interesting about upsetting. And I have a question that, commonly we get upset with our family members or the close ones rather than the strangers. And, I'm busy trying to solve a financial situation or my accounting and all that stuff. So I tell the family members, I'm busy, I need to concentrate and take care of that. But invariably, one or two family members would have their priority and has to uh, get my attention, and then obviously, you get upset that, hey, I told you this, why yours is not that important. So in this kind of situation, how would you really react? Because you got to do something right away, either in the phone or something.
All right. So, well, my first question, the first thing which comes to me is the financial situation I'm trying to handle. Is it for making me and others happy, or is it for to make me and others unhappy? There is a humorous story. My mother tells me so many times, we tell, okay, we are doing such a hard work so that you can live happily. So my mother once told me a very beautiful sentence. I'm not interested in how much money you bring home. I'm interested in how you live with me, how you talk with me lovingly, or if you spend few minutes with me. So I would say myself that, okay, if my talking to them is making them happy, they may be happy with lesser money, but let me make them happy, and in turn, actually, I am making myself happy. So that is one aspect of the thing, that most of the times in a family, we see to our own design and expectations, and we feel that the others are not understanding us. But if we understand that we want to make others happy because that makes us happy first, then in making others happy and really making us happy, we don't go by our terms and our conditions and our things inside, but we look at others and try to respond. So the aphorism is, deal with the situations or people amicably with equanimity. So this will come to my help. And second thing, okay, I need to concentrate or look into the matter and somebody is coming. Either I can try to explain smilingly. I feel that smile with a loving heart will solve your 99% of the problems. Even if you don't speak, even if you look lovingly and smilingly, dear, can I have few minutes and I'll get back to you. If she allows, fine. Otherwise, attend her and come back. You will always see, we have always more than adequate time, I feel, for dealing with the demanding situations. But we want our way, at our time and our way, and we are not ready to become flexible or adjust with the situation. That's what is causing problems. So if I remain little flexible or if I understand what is happening in the scheme of Vyavasthit, after 5 minutes, even if you call them, they will say, no, 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 we are busy. We will come to you later on. They will leave you alone. So bottom line is, I want to, my father used to say, I want peace at home, no matter what. My basic condition, I want peace at home. No right, no wrong, no doing this time, no doing that time. I want peace or happiness at home. That's my basic motive. So with some basic understanding, I think there should not be any difficulty and in dealing with some situations.
How do you reconcile your ego? Because the ego takes precedent over, say, hey, I need to do this, I need to do this, don't disturb me, don't disturb.
Yeah, that is the whole problem. So that is the whole problem. that ego, see, most of the times that ego, I will ask ego, hey, are you here to make me happy or are you here to make me unhappy? If you are here to make me unhappy, I'll bypass you. If you are here to make you happy, I will make friendship with you. So this leads us to positive ego and negative ego. The negative ego has all the objections and all the arguments and all the things and issues. But the positive ego, negative ego will disturb one's own self, disturb others. But the positive ego will always find some happy, harmonious situation to deal with the things and make others happy, makes oneself happy. So we just need to convert that ego with correct understanding, righteous intellect or correct understanding, and it will be positively working. The second thing is, especially amongst our family members, the husband and wife, they come together. They make a contract that, okay, we'll live as one, but the ego remains separate. And those separate ego causes the problems. And when one tries to win over the other, the show starts. That is why the holistic science says, don't use word you and me, but use word as we or ours. And when we use we or ours, the ego will merge or will be collaborative or will be friendly together, even though they are separate, and will be dealing with each other harmoniously and friendly. Ego will not go away, but will become a good companionship or harmonious thing. But you and me, mine and yours, then the ego will keep on fighting, even for the trivial things, even for the correct things. So you rightly brought up that it is the I or ego, which I didn't know that whether it is working negatively, whether it is working positively, and how I can make as we rather than you and me.
That's
and
a good, that's a good solution. We.
And if I'm fortunate to know my true self or pure self, then my I will sit with the pure self and will immediately know that this relative ego is to be dispensed with. So holistic science said three things. If you want to become happy, use your ego positively. If you love unhappiness, use your ego negatively. If you want to have permanent happiness or bliss, get free of ego or get rid of ego.
Thank you very
I think
much.
that's a great summary of today's talk, Shailesh Anandji, what you mentioned on a lot of different ways how we can stay cool and collected in difficult situations using the principles of holistic science. This brings us to the end of our talk today. To see you in March, the third week of March, Sunday, on March 19th. Until then, if you need more information about HSCRF, please visit our website, rf.org. Thank you all for joining. Good night or good morning, and we'll see you next month.
Jai Satchidanand and bye to all till we meet again.